if the U.S. plans to still engage with Russia on the Iran nuclear deal and perhaps some of these other climate initiatives, what does President Biden expect Russia to bring to the table? I know what the goal is, that we don't want Iran to have a nuclear weapon, but how does the president think that Putin will be helpful after the president rightfully turns him into a pariah on the global stage?
As it relates to the Iran nuclear deal, I think that our view on this is that it's not obviously in our interest, and it's not in Russia's interest either for Iran to acquire a nuclear weapon. And so while these negotiations, I mean, the people are back in their capitals at this point in time, as you know, but they're, for all intents and purposes, ongoing. There have been roles in implementation that Russia has had in the past, but I think what we recognize is that it's not in their interest either, and we will continue pursuing the diplomatic path forward.
And then one more. The New York Times has authenticated emails that appear to have come from a laptop abandoned by Hunter Biden in Delaware. The president previously said that the New York Post story about this was a bunch of garbage and that it was a Russian plant. Does he stand by that assessment?
I pointed to the Department of Justice and also to Hunter Biden's representatives. He doesn't work in the government. Go ahead.
Thank you, Jim. So there have been some peace talks going on between Ukraine and Russia, as was already mentioned. It seems that a couple of the things that are being floated are, one, some sort of withdrawal by Russia, but they still hold on to these pieces of Ukraine they already have in the east and Crimea. So my first question is, would the U.S. ever back that kind of deal if it's something the Ukrainians agreed or felt they had to agree to?
We're here to support the Ukrainians, but we're not going to negotiate about a negotiation that has not resulted in even the implementation of humanitarian corridors at this point.
Fair enough. So, but the other thing that's been floated by Zelensky himself is that he basically said the other day, Ukrainians get used to the idea we're not going to be in NATO, they're never going to want us. But then he said, what we would like is some kind of other security guarantees. Is that something that you're talking about to them, and what on earth would that look like?
It's a decision for President Zelensky and the Ukrainians to make if they're going to pursue membership in NATO, a decision for NATO to make if they're going to be members, including in terms of other security guarantees. We're in touch regularly with them, but I don't have more information of what that would look like.
The President isn't talking about some kind of long-term new mechanism where the U.S. somehow, or Western countries or Europe somehow protect?
I think that's a little premature at this point in time. Go ahead.
On back to the weapons package.
Yeah.
Up till now, the administration's been really very tight-lipped about what was being sent to Ukraine.
Yeah.
Yesterday, that all changed. Got a whole laundry list. Is that a change in strategy, in messaging? Is that a message? You talked before about the Russian troop morale, for example, or maybe a message to domestic critics of President Biden. What's changed there?
Well, we made a decision that we wanted to be very clear about what types of security assistance we're providing and how it is helping Ukrainians fight the Russia's war against them. And so, yes, you could say that was a change, a decision to make that information available. And we don't typically, to your point, outline all of those specifics publicly. But we did made a determination to do that because we felt it was important for all of you and the American public to fully understand the range of military and security assistance we're providing, how it's working, and how it's helping them in this war.
Was Russian morale a factor in that sort of decision?
It was not, but it was more a decision about recognizing that everybody doesn't always understand, well, many people in this room do, when we say security assistance, what that is and how it helps the Ukrainians fight this war. And there is an understandable outpour of support, of compassion for the plight of the Ukrainian people, and we want to provide as much detail as we can about how we're trying to help them in this war.
And if I may, you asked about Hunter Biden's laptop. You also, in October 2020, dismissed it as Russian disinformation. Do you stand by that assessment?
Again, I'd point you to the Department of Justice and Hunter Biden's representatives. I'm a spokesperson for the United States. He doesn't work for the United States. Go ahead. Go ahead. And, okay, we'll do the last one here.
Thank you, Dan. I have two questions. One, North Korea and China. North Korea fired new missiles day before yesterday. What is the President Biden's reaction on this? And how do you analyze the type of missiles? I'll follow up the second question.
Well, we condemn North Korea's missile launches. North Korea's tests risk raising tensions and are destabilizing to the Indo-Pacific. Our commitment to the defense of the Republic of Korea and Japan remains ironclad. As we have said, and North Korean officials, including Kim Jong-un, have publicly noted, we continue to seek diplomacy and are prepared to meet without preconditions, but North Korea continues to not respond.
When the President Biden talked with Xi Jinping, President of China, tomorrow, would he going to discuss with President Xi Jinping regarding North Korea's missile provocations?
I expect there'll be a range of topics discussed, including security in the region, but we'll have more to read out when that conversation is done. Thanks, everyone. See you tomorrow.